So I recently got my hands on For Fact's Sake, the autobiography of legendary bassist Bob Daisley, and inside I noticed he was playing a Gibson EB3. Now this didn't seem like just any EB3, it was definitely modified, and it was white for a start, which was very rare. So I scoured all over the internet and even messaged Bob himself, and he came back to me with this. In summary, he was kind enough to tell me about some of the modifications and the fact he used both pickups on the album. Scouring the internet, I did find a Japanese Epiphone that was quite accurate but out of my price league. Luckily, I grabbed an amazing deal on eBay for this Epiphone EB3 that I'm going to tell you all about, and we're going to modify it into a version close enough to Bob Daisley's. So this is my pre-modified EB3. It's all mahogany and definitely got some weight to it, that's for sure. Starting at the top of the bass, we have the Epiphone paddle headstock, which is a real Marmite look, and to be honest, it looks okay. After going over the frets with wire wool and lemon oil in the fretboard, the rosewood really stands out and I love the dot inlays. For the neck pickup, we have Epiphone's version of a mudbucker, and we'll get back to that, it's pretty disappointing. Although one true positive is the bridge pickup, that mini humbucker is pure mid-range goodness. I genuinely think this bridge is one of the worst designs. You've got 3 points, all for your action, and then you have the screws underneath for the intonation. It's just awful, you can't get a good action out of this thing in the slightest. Makes it 10 times harder when ball end silk is on a string and you can't intonate it. The best solution, albeit expensive, is a Hipshot Supertone bridge. Get one of these. It's only a slight inaccuracy, but the knobs are closely spaced together like a standard Epiphone EB3. This is easily one of the most solid Epiphone basses I've ever played. That set neck joint is going nowhere. There's also a 3-way crow's beak switch, which is soon to be replaced by this switch that arrived whilst I was filming this. For the sake of accuracy, I'll also take off the thumb rest. I was struggling to get Picato, so I got TI flats and the same picks that Bob uses. I know these aren't Picato, but they feel and sound incredible. On the back we got the official limited edition Epiphone Custom Shop stamp. After some time with the bass, it's getting there, but the sound's not right, and I realised it's because of this. After hooking up a multimeter and switching over to the neck pickup, it read at 1.2. That's ultra low for a mudbucker. That's easily sorted though. For under £40, Artec make a vintage recreation that is 30k and uses an Alnico 5 magnet. One thing I'm desperate to sort is the neck humbucker cover, which is going to be a nightmare to find. The bridge pickup, however, fares a bit better at 6.5k, which is much better for a mini humbucker, so hopefully that can stay in the bass for now. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll be testing this through a Marshall rig.